As you can see behind me, the train was carrying 98 ethanol cars. 28 derailed, and out of those 28, 25 caught on fire. Michelle Turnbow, executive director of First Step, tells me that for every domestic violence accuser that walks through these doors, they can have 7 different victims, numbers that she and the Wichita County District Attorneys are hoping to change with the new program. MSU Texas had 5 study abroad programs planned for this summer. Now only 2 of those programs that are going to Spain and France will actually be going. The other 2, those students who plan to go to London, Czech Republic, and Grenada, they must remain at home. The president has set aside $100 billion out of that $2.3 trillion to improve high-speed internet service and broadband. Some superintendents in Vernon and Archer City ISD say that need became painfully obvious after students were sent home to do virtual learning last September. Wichita Falls firefighters walked me around the entire station and showed me examples of how their entire 13-truck fleet needs to be replaced, including this guy that's nearly 30 years old. 7 parks spread across neighborhoods in the city have gotten a new one of these. Playground equipment. Whether it be due federal grants or sponsor funding, it's the perfect place that they all have in common, where kids can just be a kid.
We heard 3 to 4 rounds of gunshots. They were really fast. We heard a tire screeching, a car getting away.
Just minutes after, 26-year-old Guadalupe Valdez, a son, a cousin, a friend, was found lying on the ground. When medical teams arrived to try to save his life, it was too late.
We could only see cops going back and forth, investigating the scene, trying to see if they can find any type of evidence of what happened. But they were just looking around. That's all we could see.
A woman I spoke to today says she lives just steps away. Thought maybe her front door Ring camera could have picked up something police could use.
I tried to listen to see if there was any yelling or anything going on out here, but it seemed completely quiet, stable out here.
But she says after living in her home for only 7 months, this would be the second time someone has been hurt due to gun violence.
It's next to camp, and it's quiet all the time. Just recently, Wichita has been very violent, associated with murders, drugs. Everything's been intensified.
Quietness Wichita Falls Crime Stoppers are working day and night to get back to by asking those who may have valuable information to come forward.
We're running a fresh 48 on it, which is up to $3,000 for any tips that come in within the first 48 hours of the case, and that started at 7:30 this morning.
And hold the persons responsible for ending a life that meant so much.
Any little piece of information can be what breaks this case open for the investigators.
This boy was targeted, and I feel like it's a sad case.
Crews including the Wichita Falls and Vernon Fire Department, as well as Shepherd Air Force Base, were quick to respond to the scene, where that Burlington Northern Santa Fe train derailed this morning. Parts of 287 and the overpass crossing FM 483 were shut down, where some of those 98 cars sat and could have possibly caused an explosion.
Ethanol is a component that people use to fuel their vehicles. It's burning. Thankfully, if something like that were to happen, it usually happens at the very beginning of this type of incident. That did not occur.
But those cars that had been tossed off the tracks did concern firefighters because they could see even more flames.
I think there was one structure that was burned over here that was an older structure out in the pasture, and just basically fighting brush and grass fires.
And we would safely look at removing the rail cars that were impacted in the incident, repair the track.
Oh, we're very blessed. We're a very small department, and a lot of times we're not used to having train derailments.
The proposal that's out there would eliminate the Wichita Falls High School coyote mascot, would eliminate the nicknames for the school, which is the high school and Old High.
The Save the Name Coyotes petition has been posted online for a month by those fighting to keep the legacies of 3 high schools in Wichita Falls alive. So far, the group has 8,000 signatures, with the hopes of getting 10,000 in total.
I know one of the arguments going around is why not let future generations build their own traditions, and our argument is why not give these kids something to build on.
The petition proposes to give the 2 new Wichita Falls high schools, Wichita Falls Legacy and Memorial, the Coyotes and Rider Raiders mascots, along with the school colors, leaving Hershey Junior High as the Huskies and Booker T. Washington Junior High as Leopards.
It would be remiss of me to not say how frustrating it is when people talk about these new names as if Hershey just doesn't exist in Wichita Falls. They know it's a third high school, but by that, you're then telling me that in the current status of the way the schools are, that you equate Barwise, McNeil, and Kirby to the same stature you hold Old High Rider and Hershey, and that's not true.
If we're going to keep names, I feel like we should keep names based off of what they've done in recent years. And in the last 9 years, I can attest for Hershey that after I won state, that there's been constant success, and we're just as smart as anybody else.
Nobody, at least not that we have talked to, is deliberately trying to exclude Hershey. There's no racial issue going on. No. Like I said, why one of the organizers of the petition put Ryder on the other high school, I don't know. I can't answer for his opinion, but I know coming from Ernie and me, we don't have a preference. We just would like to see Coyotes listed on Legacy.
I truly think that it should be, Hershey as a high school, Old High as a middle school, and Ryder is the other high school. Everybody gets to keep their namesake.
Maybe there wasn't even enough consideration given to the opinions of the alumni at Hershey and Ryder as well. Maybe we all need to go back to the drawing board.
The Riverbend Nature Center has over 60,000 lights on 200 displays, like this one behind me. And it's a Wichita Falls holiday tradition that families have been enjoying for the past 2 decades. Now guys, this is just the first day of the events. There's gonna be the car show, the cruise, and of course the great race, all happening this weekend. There will also be entertainment happening later tonight at the VFW at 5. We'll have more tonight at 10. I'm live in Nakona, Ebonee Coleman, News Channel 6.
Ebonee, thank you.
Awesome, thank you. The general election that will decide who will take Texas House District 13 seat, whether it be incumbent Ronnie Jackson or his opponent from Wichita Falls, Kathleen Brown, will take place this November. Ebonee Coleman, News Channel 6. Actually, a set of homes nestled at the very end of Taft and right before you get on Kent have already been dealing with the removal of the existing road to make way for that new one, which has some homeowners worried how easily they will be able to get to and from their homes. All but one of these homes are currently still available, but there are plans to build another section just down the road. To find out how you can become a renter, head over to the News Channel 6 app. In Bowie, Ebonee Coleman, News Channel 6.